2, 1. Hello once again, Rich Gray alongside Bob Kemp, ABC Sports Radio AM 1060. The Cardinals improved to 8-5, 8 wins. Neither of us had that at the beginning of the season, but they beat the Rams 30-10 in another dominating home game for the Cardinals.
Yeah, 6-1 at home now. Obviously, the one loss on a Thursday night, so they're undefeated on Sunday at home. And also, the fact that they just, you mentioned dominated, they get 30 points and they leave points on the field. Dre fumbles at the 1, they missed a couple of field goals, and maybe even could have punched in a couple more if they had a chance or really wanted to. So certainly I think the big thing here was that they went away from the chunk play idea, and I don't know if that's because of Palmer's elbow or because of the Rams pass rush, or I'm guessing a combination of both. And I thought Palmer played his best game. It was the most, he was 14 for 15, I believe it was, to start the game.
11 straight for completion.
And the only incomplete pass was a ball he tried to get down the field, which would have been an easy touchdown, but he didn't get it to Hausler. So, it'd be interesting to see if they maybe try to go with this a little more, because he was more efficient today than I think in any game this season, and they kind of pared things down for whatever reason.
Yeah, and Larry Fitzgerald got involved early in the offense. His 10th touchdown of the season, 5th time that he's done that in his career. So that's also nice to see that Fitz getting back on track for the Cardinals this season.
That's true, and you have to wonder whether the Michael Floyd emergence has given Fitz more room to roam out there too. And the Rams play a lot of man-to-man, and I was kind of surprised that they didn't entirely match him up with a couple of their better guys. It seemed like he got matched up against guys that normally be slot type of cover guys. So the Rams, I just thought, were incredibly uninspired for about the first second of the game, and they looked like that they're a team that was on a West Coast trip for a second straight week and pretty much injected it in.
Well, to add on to that, the defense almost outscored the Rams. They got 8 points themselves, the pick 6, the safety, and really led by the old guys, John Abraham, Carlos Dansby, continuing their fantastic seasons.
Even though you can give Calais Campbell a big assist for both of these for the points. He had a hold of Clemens when he threw the ball that Dansby picked, and also the play before the safety, or actually right before the play, I saw Campbell and Abraham talking, and they had that thing set up. He was just going to occupy the ball. I even asked Calais about it a couple minutes ago here. He pretty much just, I'm going to occupy the guard. Abraham went inside him, and then that was an easy sack. And I guess Abraham was upset they didn't get a strip sack, but he wanted to make sure he tackled him. At least that's what he told Campbell.
Unfortunately, though, for the Cardinals, both San Francisco and Philadelphia wins. So
both rallied to win the game.
Exactly.
Looks like they were going to lose both of them.
And that's not good, considering you only got 3 games left, and they're going to get tougher. 2 of them on the road, and 2 more division games.
And those teams are 6 and 7. They have tiebreakers right now. So, kind of I wouldn't say a wasted week, but kind of another week down, and you don't gain any ground. And they only have the 1 home game remaining. Tennessee, which I'll talk about all week, a tremendously talented team and one of the worst coached teams in the league. And almost certainly Mike Munchak's going to get whacked on Black Monday here in 3 weeks, I guess it is from tomorrow, would be Black Monday. So they've got some talent in that team. A lot of people think that they have top 10 talent and bottom 3 or 4 coaching.
Going to last night, though, the Sun Devils Pac-12 championship game. I think the Utah-Stanford game was a big reason why a lot of people thought things might be different. Unfortunately for the Sun Devils, it was not. Stanford dominated pretty much from start to finish. Yeah,
they did. I don't know what the first play was with the pooch kick. Sometimes they just try to outsmart themselves for no good reason, something you haven't tried all year, and you try and you give them the ball in stellar field position immediately. And I think ASU is in denial also about this fact that they're not, that they weren't, they have physical issues against big teams. And one of the things I'll talk about tomorrow in the Sports Zone is how in the 4 games they played this year, 2 games against Stanford, Wisconsin, and also Notre Dame, the most physical teams they played, they got destroyed at the line of scrimmage in every one of those games on both sides of the ball. And the fact that they got all these yards on the outside, well, I'm sorry, if you're doing a better job in between the tackles, all those plays, or some of them at least, are stopped. So I think that's the first thing that ASU has to realize, that they got to get much tougher on both sides of the ball. Secondly, you can't allow, obviously, a quarterback to have 23 yards per completion, and you can't have linebackers matched up against the opponent's best wide receiver, which happened twice on big plays to Montgomery.
I also thought that we were done with Michael Eubank inside the 5-yard line, but
Another trick thing, yes. And Stanford knew what plays were coming, and they were, which they talked about after the game, and just by formation they knew. So it's a nice season, but I think if you take a look also at the last 2 seasons when they played the elite in the conference, which is the North Division, they've gotten destroyed in 3 games out of 3, and 2 of them in Sun Devil Stadium. So yeah, it was a nice season. The South isn't very good. They took advantage of that, but the big picture of things, they have a long way to go.
So you'll hear more post-game from the Pac-12 championship game and the Cardinals game this evening on tomorrow's Sports Zone. What else should we expect?
Well, we'll know for sure the bowl games, what's going on with that, and we'll have plenty on the weekend basketball with the Suns. Everybody won, in fact, over the weekend, so that's a good thing. And we'll have all that and post-game, plenty of post-game from here and ASU. That'll fill up the majority of the show.
For Bob Kemp, I'm Rich Gray. This has been another video blog on NBC Sports Radio AM 1060.com. We'll talk to you bright and early Monday morning.